approximately 10 minutes away. If I could take a moment to mark your programs, I'll list the changes as I have them so far. We have one scratch and a number of driver changes. In the first race, number 5, Shake and Go, driver should read Bryce Brocklehurst. Bryce Brocklehurst will drive number 5, Shake and Go, in the first race. Also in the first race, the 7, Artistic Spirit, driver should read Tony Shadle. Tony Shadle picks up the drive on number 7, Artistic Spirit, in the first. In the second race, take out the 1, Blarney's Image. Blarney's Image has been scratched from the second race. Also in the second race, the 4, Cathedral Bell. Driver should read Todd Shadle. Todd Shadle picks up the drive on number 4, Cathedral Bell. Also in the second, the 5. There is no change on the 5. 5 is Tony Shadle. Race number 3, the 2, My Dolly Zet. Driver should read Corey Kreiser. Corey Kreiser will drive the 2, My Dolly Zet. Also, number 3, Elysian Promise. Make the driver Bryce Brocklehurst. Bryce Brocklehurst will drive the 3, Elysian Promise. And also in the third, the 4, Broadway K. There is no change. Sean will drive Broadway K. No, Broadway K. Well, we're gonna need a driver in that race, I guess. In the fourth race, number 4, Full Send. That driver would be Wayne Long. Wayne Long will drive the 4, Full Send. In the fifth race, the 1, Libero Hanover. Tony Shadle drives. Tony Shadle drives the 1, Libero Hanover. The 3, Man of Money Muscles. Driver should read Bryce Brocklehurst. Bryce Brocklehurst will drive Man of Many Muscles. In the sixth race, number 2, Shipshape Hanover. Tony Shadle drives. Tony Shadle drives the 2, Shipshape Hanover, in the sixth. And I think our final change comes in the eighth race, number 2, Exuberant Gal. Driver should read Bryce Brocklehurst. Bryce Brocklehurst will drive the 2, Exuberant Gal. And those are the changes as we have them, ladies and gentlemen. And now, as we are about to begin the program, we ask that you please rise. This is our national anthem. Thank you and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second of a two-day harness racing meet here. This would have been the second day of the Gratz Fair. Today we welcome the sophomore class of 2020, that is the 3-year-old trotters and pacers involved in the Pennsylvania Sire Stakes program at County Fair Harness Racing. These events are hosted by our good friends here at the Gratz Fairgrounds. The race secretary at Gratz is Donnie Wiest. Deb Wiest is holding down the fort in the office there. Presiding judge in from the Meadowlands, Mickey Peterson. Our official timers is Gratz own PA, that is Paul Adams, along with Jim Danko. To benefit all horsemen, on hand to chart the races here at the meet is Darla DiCarlo. Our starter and patrol judge is Clarence Martin Jr. Keeping things official, our photo finish expert, Gretchen Lynn Scott. We'd also like to thank the Pennsylvania Harness Racing Commission. They're in town today, helping to keep us all on a level playing field, and we certainly appreciate their participation in the program. They go for a purse of $8,025. Number 1 is Searchlight, owned by Dr. John Egloff, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, handled by Todd Shadle. The 2 is RT Don't Speak, owned by Brocious Racing Stable Incorporated, Rochester Mills, Pennsylvania. The driver is Wayne Long. 3 is Ginger Tree Carey, owned by Sam Beagle, the Ginger Tree Ventures and Lopin Stable and the Chesson Stable from Malvern, Pennsylvania. Sam Beagle gets the call. The 4 is Silly But Serious, owned by Gary Johnston, Evans City, Pennsylvania, along with Joyce Bencart from Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania. The driver is Sean Johnston. 5, Shake and Go, owned by Bay Pond Racing Stable, Malvern, Pennsylvania. Bryce Brocklehurst picks up the drive. 6 is Dream Dancing, owned by Mitch York, Cranberry, Pennsylvania. Dave Brickle, Spicksburg, Pennsylvania. The driver is Dave Brickle. And rounding out the full field of 7, number 7, Artistic Spirit, owned by Brad and Hannah Ernst, Springfield, Pennsylvania. John Abrams from Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. Tony Shadle in the sulky. Pacing fillies away on their first and only score. Full field of 7 making their way to the backside, where starter Clarence Martin Jr. will sort them out. He'll get them ready for the start. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's where the battle begins. Full field of pacing fillies up and in position. Now the gates in motion. From the rail out, that's Searchlight for Todd Shadle alongside. Wayne Long guides the 2, RT Don't Speak. Runway 3, Ginger Tree Carey for Sammy Beagle. Further out, Silly But Serious and Sean Johnston. Runway 5, Shake and Go, Bryce Brocklehurst. Out on the rim, Dream Dancing and Dave Brickle. In the second tier, the lone trailer, Artistic Spirit for Tony Shadle. Pacing fillies revved up, ready, here they go. No, from the center of the track, Ginger Tree Carey darts out for the lead with Searchlight down along the rails. Shake and Go on the will move for Bryce Brocklehurst. And then comes Artistic Spirit. Silly But Serious, Dream Dancing, and RT Don't Speak is at the end as they skid off the turn into the backside. Up on the front end here, Ginger Tree Carey and Sammy Beagle, Searchlight, and Todd Shadle worked out a dream trip second. Shake and Go finds a good spot there, third, followed by Artistic Spirit. Then it's Silly But Serious, Dream Dancing, and RT Don't Speak at the end. 29-2 for the opening quarter. Sammy Beagle calling the shots here. Ginger Tree Carey reserved. Front ender here with Searchlight creeping closer in second. Shake and Go, well-placed third. Artistic Spirit in the hunt fourth. And then it's Silly But Serious underway from 6. Comes Brickle with Dream Dancing, and RT Don't Speak is at the end. They come by the stands the first time, and it is Ginger Tree Carey showing the way with Searchlight stuck like glue. Shake and Go under a good hold there, third. Underway, Artistic Spirit and Tony Shadle from fourth and moving up. Dream Dancing, the live cover, fifth. And then it's Silly But Serious and RT Don't Speak. 59-2 for the half, and Sammy Beagle and Ginger Tree Carey take them on that long ride down the backside. The whip is up. Searchlight right there with them in second. Artistic Spirit gaining ground with every stride, third. Then it's Shake and Go, Dream Dancing on the move for Brickle. And then it's Silly But Serious and RT Don't Speak taken to the outside. 128-3. The whip is up on Ginger Tree Carey. Searchlight begging for a seam. Artistic Spirit continues to apply the pressure on the outside. Dream Dancing comes into the picture fourth with Shake and Go fifth. And then it's RT Don't Speak, top of the stretch, and Ginger Tree Carey's led every step of the way. Still leads a tight length over Searchlight coming after him, but Ginger Tree Carey and Beagle's loaded here. Ginger Tree Carey in front. And now, ladies and gentlemen, up in front of the stands, the official winner of the first race, wearing the white saddle pad, number 3. Please welcome Ginger Tree Carey. Sharp 3-year-old bay filly by Sweet Lou out of the good mare Ideal Weather, owned by Sam Beagle along with the Ginger Tree Ventures and Lopin Stable and Chesin. Trainer is Sam Beagle, and this horse was driven to victory in a time of 1:58.1 by Sammy Beagle. He was also the first official. The 1 Searchlight finished second. The 2 RT Don't Speak finished fifth. The 3 Ginger Tree Carey, your race winner. The 4 Silly But Serious was sixth, and the 5 Shake and Go finished seventh. The 6 Dream Dancing was fourth, and the 7 Artistic Spirit finished third. Fractions were opening quarter in 29-2. They went by the half 59-2. 3 quarters went 128-3. The time for the mile was 1:58.1. For the top down, it should read 2:51.674.3 on the bottom. The time for the mile 1:58.1/5. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the horses are on the track at post parade for the second race of the afternoon. This is the first of two divisions of the Pennsylvania Sire Stake for 3-year-old trotting fillies in Group A. They'll go for a purse of $5,450. Number 1, Blarney's Image, has been scratched. The 2 is Plum, owned by Dave Wade, McMurray, Pennsylvania, G.W. Brittingham, Williamsburg, Virginia, and W.F. Peel III, Potomac, Maryland. In the sulky, that's David Wade. The 3 is Aunt B, owned by Greg and Sue Callahan, Chicora, Pennsylvania. Sean Johnston drives. The 4 is Cathedral Bell, owned by Thomas Bryce, Plumville, Pennsylvania. Charlie Richeski from Indiana, Pennsylvania. Todd Shadle picks up the drive. The 5 is Cocktails and Dreams, owned by Tony and Linda Shadle from nearby Sacramento, Pennsylvania, being guided by regular pilot Tony Shadle. And running out the field, number 6, Caramel Macchiato, owned by Richard and Regina Beinhauer, Venetia, Pennsylvania. Wayne Long in the sulky. 5 3-year-old trotting fillies away on their first and only score. Trotting fillies up and in position now to gates in motion. From the rail out, Plum wears the 2 for David Wade alongside Sean Johnston, guides the 3, Aunt B. Further out, the 4, Cathedral Bell for Todd Shadle. Runway 5, it's Cocktails and Dreams for Tony Shadle. Out on the rim, it's Caramel Macchiato and Wayne Long. The gate swings into the stretch for starter Clarence Martin Jr. 3-year-old trotting fillies are revved up and ready now. Here they come. Off, that's Plum, and down along the inside, charging out for the lead. Cocktails and Dreams alertly away on the outside, looking to drop into the pocket. Aunt B comes away in 3rd, followed by Cathedral Bell 4th. The early trailer is Caramel Macchiato as they skid off the turn into the backside the first time, and it is Plum up on the front end here, and that's where she likes it. David Wade leads them on the charge down the back lane. Off stride went Cocktails and Dreams. And now Aunt B is on to be 2nd, followed by Cathedral Bell 3rd. And it's Caramel Macchiato and back trotting at the end with a lot of work to do. It's Cocktails and Dreams. 30 and 4 for the opening quarter. Plum up on the front. Much closer 2nd now. It's Aunt B, followed by Cathedral Bell 3rd. Caramel Macchiato well within striking range 4th and having a rough time of it at the end. It's Cocktails and Dreams. They move off the turn up in front of the stands the first time, being led by Plum. David Wade calling the shots here. Aunt B sitting 2nd, Cathedral Bell, and Todd Shadle gets the notion, puts it in motion, and takes to the outside, up and after the leader, picking up the cover. It's Caramel Macchiato. High up, 102, 2/5. Plum, Dave Wade calling the shots. Pressure coming. Cathedral Bell ranging up alongside to turn up the heat. Watching the action from third, that's Aunt B. Also on the move, it's Caramel Macchiato. They're off the turn into the backside. Final time, and it's Plum, and Dave Wade is loaded here. Aunt B rages in the pocket. Cathedral Bell stalls a bit on the outside. And Caramel Macchiato way back to Cocktails and Dreams. Plum takes him by 3/4 now with Aunt B in hot pursuit second. Cathedral Bell still right there with him on the outside third. 3/4 and 1:32 and 2, and it is Plum has led every step of the way. Still leads a tight length on Aunt B. Cathedral Bell in with a chance third. Caramel Macchiato at the top of the lane, and it's Plum who turns first. Off the rail now, here comes Aunt B after for Shawnee Johnson, and Plum digging deep for Dave Wade. Aunt B coming with all she's got. These two, here's the line, it's going to be tight. Plum hanging on by a nose. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the horses are on the track at post parade for the third race of the afternoon. This is the second of two divisions of the Pennsylvania Sire Stake for 3-year-old trotting fillies in Group A. They'll race for a purse of $5,375. Number 1, Furious Fast, owned by Richard Beinhauer, Benicia, Pennsylvania, along with Ronnie Stam from Bentleyville, Pennsylvania. Sean Johnston drives. The 2, My Dolly Zet, owned by Shante Gant, Mansfield, Louisiana. Wayne Long gets the call. The 3, Elysian Promise, owned by Lisa Dunn, Conkerton, Pennsylvania. Bryce Brocklehurst in the sulky. The 4 is Broadway K, owned by Gary Johnston, Evans City, Pennsylvania. Corey Chrysler will drive. And rounding out the field, number 5, By a Thread, Hanover, owner-driver Todd Shadle from nearby Spring Glen, Pennsylvania. Trotting fillies away on their first and only score. Here we get a good look at Broadway K, Corey Chrysler. Already in the backside there, By a Thread, Hanover, and Todd Shadle. Starter calls for the trotting fillies. Field of 5 up and in position now to Gates of Motion. From the rail out, that's Furious Fast for Sean Johnston. Alongside Wayne Long guides the 2, My Dolly Zet. In the middle, it's Elysian Promise wearing the 3 for Bryce Brocklehurst. Alongside Broadway K for Corey Chrysler. Out on the rim, it's By a Thread, Hanover, Todd Shadle. Off stride before the start, Furious Fast. There they come. Now, My Dolly Zet comes out of there running. So does By a Thread, Hanover. Broadway K comes away trotting here with Elysian Promise, just stuck like glue right on her bumper second. And still running, still dreaming there is My Dolly Zet, Furious Fast, and back trotting at the end with a mountain to climb is By a Thread, Hanover. Scattered bunch into the backside being led here by Broadway K in full flight here for Corey Chrysler. Leads some 3 lengths on Elysian Promise. My Dolly Zet back trotting in a third, followed by a Thread, Hanover, and way back to Furious Fast. 30-3 for the opening quarter. Broadway K pounding it out here for Corey Chrysler. Inching closer second, that is Elysian Promise. My Dolly Zet trotting along there just nicely there third, but it's got a lot of work to do. Followed by a Thread, Hanover, and Furious Fast is at the end. Here by the stands the first time, and Corey Chrysler and Broadway K up on the front here, snugged up. Inching closer second is Elysian Promise, and then comes My Dolly Zet, By a Thread, Hanover, and Furious Fast. The half, a minute 2/5 of a second. Corey Chrysler pounding it out here with Broadway K. And now within a length and a half, the whip is up on Elysian Promise and continuing to gain ground. My Dolly Zet is third. By a Thread, Hanover takes to the outside to advance her case. And then it's Furious Fast midway down the backside, new leader. Elysian Promise pops the pocket and goes right on by for Bryce Brocklehurst. Broadway K is back to second. Then is By a Thread, Hanover, My Dolly, Zet, and Furious Fast. 3/4 and 131 and 3. Elysian Promise now extending the lead is some 6-8 lengths. Being nudged along second. That is Broadway K. By a Thread, that'll come a long way and gaining ground with every stride. Then is Furious Fast and My Dolly Zet at the end, but through the stretch, it's Elysian Promise and a lonely Bryce Brockler's 10 lengths to the good. Trying to hang on for second there. That is Broadway K. By a Thread, Hanover going to take it away. Elysian Promise. 3-year-old bay filly by Yankee Glide out of the good mare Chowda. Owned by Lisa Dunn, Concordston, Pennsylvania. Trained by Lisa Dunn and driven to victory in the time of 2:02 and 1/5. And that is a new lifetime mark for Rice Brocklehurst in the sulky. There's also handled by Sean Johnston. The 3 is Life's Marvelous, owned by Vicki Lynn Fair, Bedford, Pennsylvania. Brandon Smith will drive. The 4 is Full Send, owned by Chesapeake Equine Clinic Incorporated, Lincolnville, Maine. Wayne Long picks up the drive. Riding out the field, number 5, Pip Up and Alley, owned by LeBlanc Racing Incorporated, Felton, Delaware. Count the Money Stable and Billy Lutz Jr. from Clinton, Pennsylvania. Roger Hammer will drive. 5 3-year-old Pacing Colts making And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's where the battle begins. Pacing Colts up in position now to gate some motion from the rail out. That's Nome Hanover for Todd Shade alongside Sean Johnson. Guides the 2, Needham Hanover. In the middle, Life's Marvelous away in the 3 for Brandon Smith alongside. It's Wayne Long and Full Send out on the rim. Pip Up and Alley and Roger Hammer. And the gate swings into the stretch for starter Clarence Martin Jr. 3-year-old Pacing Colts, sired here in the great state of Pennsylvania, revved up, ready, here they come. Now off in the center track, that is Life's Marvelous down on the rail. Nome Hanover. These 2 dive into the turn with Full Send in full flight. 3rd, Pip Up and Alley, alertly away. 4th, the early trailer is Needham Hanover. They skid off the turn in the backside, down along the rail. That is Nome Hanover under drive, looking to get to the front end. That's Life's Marvelous. Battle rages on the front end, 3 lanes further back. Full Send is fully extended 3rd. And then it's another 5 to Pip Up and Alley. The trailer is Needham Hanover. 27-3 for the opening quarter, and the battle rages with the rail, not the lead. That is Nome Hanover. Life's Marvelous got a half length to the good on the outside, but can't clear. Inching closer 3rd, it's Full Send, then Pip Up and Alley and Needham Hanover underway at the end. They come up in front of the stands, and it is Nome Hanover. The issue's been settled. He's on the front. Life's Marvelous wrangled back into the pocket 2nd. Full Send right there with him in 3rd. And then it's Pip Up and Alley and Needham Hanover. 57 flat for the half as they lean into the lower bend. Final time, and it is Nome Hanover showing the way. Life's Marvelous right on his bumper. 2nd, Full Send well within striking range. 3rd. Then it's Pip Up and Alley getting nudged along there. 4th, Needham Hanover underway for Shawnee Johnston from the back of the pack. Midway down the back lane, and it is Nome Hanover up on the front. Opens up a 2-length advantage on Life's Marvelous off the rail now, trying to get into it. It's Full Send. Then it's Pip Up and Alley and Needham Hanover. 3/4 and 127-1, and Nome Hanover might have thrown the knockout punch there. Brings a 5-length lead. Coming after him, it's Full Send. Pip Up and Alley showing life on the outside. They're at the top of the stretch, and it's Nome Hanover turns first. Lead is 4. He's short in stride. Pip Up and Alley coming up after him. It's Nome Hanover up on the front with Pip Up and Alley. It's Nome Hanover in front. Now, ladies and gentlemen, up in front of the stands, the official winner of the fourth race, wearing the red saddle pattern, number 1, please welcome Gnome Hanover. Sharp 3-year-old bay gelding by Well Said, out of the good mare Northern Cameo, owned by Todd Shadle from nearby Spring Glen, Pennsylvania. Timmy Hayes and Dr. Megan Moshkow, Hanover, Pennsylvania, trained by Todd Shadle and driven to victory in a time of 1:56.3, and that is a new lifetime record. The driver is Todd Shadle. He's also the fourth official, the 1 Gnome Hanover, the race winner. The 2 Needham Hanover finished fourth. The 3 Life's Marvelous was fifth, and the 4 Full Send finished third. The 5 Bip Bop and Alley finished second. The fractions were opening quarter 27-3. It went by the half in 57 flat. 3 quarters 127-1, and the time for the mile was 1:56.3. For the top down, it should read 1:45.32 on the bottom. The time for the mile 1:56.3. The barn area. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the horses are on the track in post parade for the fifth race of the afternoon. This is the one and only division of the Pennsylvania Sire Stake for three-year-old trotting colts and geldings in Group A. They'll race for a purse of $7,875. Number one is Libero Hanover, owned by Bruce Shadle from nearby Sacramento, Pennsylvania. Tony Shadle drives. The two is Manhattan Up, No Ice, for owner-driver Todd Shadle from nearby Spring Glen, Pennsylvania. The three, Man of Many Muscles, owned by Lisa Dunn, Conkerton, Pennsylvania. Bryce Brocklehurst picks up the drive. The four is Flame Lamont, owned by Greg and Sue Callahan, Chicora, Pennsylvania. Nicole and Amber Zetzenfand from Chicora, Pennsylvania. The driver, Sean Johnston. Running out the field, number 5, No Name Yankee, for owner-driver Roger Hammer. And speaking of No Name Yankee, there he goes, away on his first and only score. Position now, the gates in motion. From the rail out is Libero Hanover for Tony Shadle alongside Todd Shadle guides the two. Manhattan Up, No Ice. In the middle, it's Man of Many Muscles wearing the 3 for Bryce Brocklehurst alongside Flame Lamont for Shawnee Johnston. Out on the rim, No Name Yankee and Roger Hammer. The gate wheels into the stretch for starter Clarence Martin Jr. Trotting colts, revved up, ready, here they come. No off in the center of the track. Manhattan Up, No Ice, out for the lead. No Name Yankee right there with him in second. These two dive into the turn with the Man of Many Muscles away in third. Then it's a Flame Lamont, and back trotting after an early break there, that's Libero Hanover. They skid off the turn into the backside. The issue's been settled in the early going. Manhattan Up, No Ice on the front. Itchy in the pocket second, that's No Name Yankee, and now Hammer pops the pocket, turn up the heat on Manhattan Up, No Ice. No Name Yankee outside, gaining ground third, that's Man of Many Muscles. That is Flame Lamont and Libero Hanover. 29-2 for the opening quarter. Manhattan Up, No Ice. Up on the front. Hammer got the message back into the pocket with No Name Yankee, inching closer third. It's Man of Many Muscles. Then it's Flame Lamont and Libero Hanover. They off the turn up in front of the stands there, and it's Manhattan Up, No Ice. Back at him again. It's No Name Yankee to the outside. A much closer third, Man of Many Muscles. Then it's a Libero Hanover, and off stride at the end is Flame Lamont. 59 seconds flat into the lower bend. Manhattan Up, No Ice, pounding it out here for Todd Shadle. The whip is up on that one. No Name Yankee, length and a half back second. Man of Many Muscles gliding along third. Libero Hanover in with a mix now fourth. And then it's Flame Lamont way back, midway down the back lane. Manhattan Up, No Ice. Shadle finds the gas pedal, scoots off some 4 lengths on No Name Yankee. And getting nudged along third, it's Man of Many Muscles. And then it's Libero Hanover and Flame Lamont. 128-2. Man of Many Muscles smoking on the front end here. Coming up and after him now, showing second, but they're all chasing. Manhattan Up and No Ice. It's Manhattan Up, No Ice turns first with a 4-length lead. A Man of Many Muscles second now, but got no shot at getting the leader. It's Manhattan Up, No Ice. And now, ladies and gentlemen, up in front of the stands, official winner of the fifth race wearing the blue saddle pad, number 2. Please welcome Manhattan Up, No Ice. Sharp 3-year-old bay gelding by Andover Hall out of the Goodmere Pacific Photo. Owned by Todd Shadle, Spring Glen, Pennsylvania, trained by Todd Shadle, and driven to victory in the time of 1:58.4. That is a new lifetime record. Driver was Todd Shadle. He's also the fifth race official. The 1 Libero Hanover finished 4th. The 2 Manhattan Up No Ice race winner. The 3 Man of Many Muscles finished 2nd. And the 4 Flame Lamont was 5th. The 5 No Name Yankee finished 3rd. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the horses are on the track in post parade for the sixth race of the afternoon. This is the Pennsylvania Sire Stake for 3-year-old trotting colts in Group B, going for a purse of $2,850. Number one is Boys of Summer. Owner-driver Roger Hammer, Bedford, Pennsylvania. The two is Shipshape Hanover, owned by Dave Wisser and Rebecca Callan. They're from Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. Tony Shadle gets the call. 3 is Merely Marvelous, owned by Boyd Henderson from Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. Steve Cook drives. The 4 is Detonated, owned by the Bay Pond Racing Stable, Malvern, Pennsylvania. In the sulky, that's Sean Johnston. 5, Conan, owned by Harold Brocklehurst, New Wellington, Pennsylvania. Bryce Brocklehurst will drive. 6, Linda's Will, owned by Vicki Lynn Fair, Bedford, Pennsylvania. The driver is Brandon Smith. And running out the full field of 7, number 7, Integer, for owner-driver Wayne Long, Camden, Delaware. Trotting colts away on their first and only score. There goes Detonated for Sean Johnston. In the center of the track, Conan for Bryce Brocklehurst. Towards the inside, Merely Marvelous for Steve Cook. Shipshape Hanover for Tony Shadle. Linda's Will, Brandon Smith. And last to score, Integer for Wayne Long. Just a reminder, here at Gratz, we line up 6 across behind the starting gate. Number 7, Integer, will be in the second tier at the start. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's where the battle begins. Full field of 7 3-year-old trotting colts up and in position now to gates in motion. From the rail out, Boys of Summer for Roger Hammer alongside Tony Shadle guides the 2, Shipshape Hanover. Runway 3, that's Merely Marvelous for Steve Cook. Alongside, Sean Johnston guides the 4, Detonated. Runway 5, Conan for Bryce Brocklehurst. Out on the rim, Linda's Will and Brandon Smith. In the second tier, the lone trailer, Integer for Wayne Long. Trotting colts revved up, ready, here comes Elf. Merely Marvelous, shot out of a cannon in the center of the track, right out for the lead with Detonated coming away on his bumper. Linda's Will away alertly for Brandon Smith. Off stride, that's Conan and Shipshape Hanover. Integer comes away trotting in fourth, followed by the Boys of Summer. And they're into the backside the first time, and it's Merely Marvelous and Steve Cook up on the front in the pocket second. That is a Linda's Will, Detonated gliding along third. Gap of 5 lanes, Conan now trotting in fourth, followed by Integer fifth. And then it's the Boys of Summer and way back to Shipshape Hanover. 30-2 for the opening quarter. Merely Marvelous and Steve Cook up on the front. Brandon Smith worked out a dream trip second for Linda's Will. Close up there, that's Detonated. Then it's Conan, Integer, Boys of Summer, and Shipshape Hanover. They come by the stands. Merely Marvelous company calling. Linda's Will pops the pocket for Brandon Smith. Picking up the cover, Sean Johnson with Detonated. Then it's Integer and Conan. A half for 101, 4/5. Merely Marvelous being prompted by Linda's Will. Watching the action from third is Detonated. And then it's Conan, Integer, Boys of Summer. The rip is up on that one. And Shipshape Hanover, they're into the backside. Merely Marvelous right at his throat second. Linda's Will taking it to him. Tipping to the outside there. Detonated for Shawnee Johnson. Big gap back to Conan and Integer battling for the fourth spot. They go by 3/4. Merely Marvelous digging deep for Stevie Cook. Right at his throat second. That's a Linda's Will. Detonated taking a peek 3 high. Then it's Conan and Integer. 3/4 and 132 and 4. Merely Marvelous on the inside. Linda's Will between horses. 3 wide and tearing up some racetrack. Here comes Detonated. They're at the top of the stretch. And Detonated slingshots into the lead. Linda's Will on the inside. Merely Marvelous still there. It's Detonated now with a short lead. And Detonated hangs on. 3-year-old Bay Colt by explosive matter out of the good mare Ms. Kristen, owned by the Bay Pond Racing Stable, Malvern, Pennsylvania, trained by Seal King Jr., and driven to victory in a time of 2:05 3/5 by Sean Johnston. Results of the sixth official: the 1 Boys of Summer finished 6th. The 2 Shipshape Hanover was 7th. The 3 Merely Marvelous finished 3rd. The 4 Detonated your race winner. The 5 Conan up for 2nd. The 6 Linda's Will finished 4th. And the 7 Integer was 5th. Fractions were opening quarter in 30 and 2. And they went by the half in 101 4/5. 3/4 at 132 and 4. The time for the mile was 2:05 3. From the top down, it should read 6:73 124 5 on the bottom. The time for the mile 2:05 3/5. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the horses are on the track in post parade for the 7th race of the afternoon. This is the Pennsylvania Sire Stake for 3-year-old pacing fillies in Group B, going for a purse of $2,750. Number 1, Rock and Roll Cadence, owned by Deb Schoeffel, Evans City, Pennsylvania, Tommy Taylor from Butler, Pennsylvania, along with Brooke Dumont from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the sulky, that's Sean Johnston. The 2 is Dracula, owned by Roger Hammer, Bedford, Pennsylvania, the driver, Brandon Smith. 3 is Hickory Maybell, owned by Mimi Ward, Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, Carl Dildine, Royersford, Pennsylvania. Todd Shadle gets the call. The 4 is Chatty Devon, owned by Gary Johnston, Evans City, Pennsylvania. The driver is Bryce Brocklehurst. Rounding out the field, number 5, Rydia Hanover, owned by Johnny Kreiser of Myerstown, Pennsylvania. Corey Kreiser drives. Pacing fillies away on their first and only score in the center of the track, Dracula. Grandstand side of the track, Rock and Roll Cadence next in line. Rydia Hanover for Corey Kreiser. And then it's Chatty Devon and Hickory Maybell. 5 3-year-old pacing fillies making their way to the backside where starter Clarence Martin Jr. will sort them out. He'll get them ready for the start. Pacing fillies move into position now, the gates in motion. From the rail out, Rock and Roll Cadence for Sean Johnson alongside. Brandon Smith guides the 2, Dracula. In the middle, Hickory Maybell wearing the 3 for Todd Shadle alongside. Chatty Devon for Bryce Brocklehurst. Out on the rim comes Rydia Hanover for Corey Kreiser. Gate swings into the stretch for starter Clarence Martin Jr., 3-year-old pacing fillies, sired here in the great state of Pennsylvania, revved up, ready. Off, Dracula down on the inside. Chatty Devon hustles away in the center of the track. Rydia Hanover on the far outside. These 3 mix it up into the turn. Rock and Roll Cadence away in fourth, the early trailer. Hickory Maybell. Get around the lower bend safely into the backside, being led here by Dracula. Brandon Smith calling the shots. Chatty Devon sits a loose spot second for Bryce Brocklehurst. He's followed by Rydia Hanover and a reserved Corey Kreiser right there in third. Closing the gap fourth, it's a Rock and Roll Cadence and Hickory Maybell at the end. 29-4 for the opening quarter. Dracula calling the shots here. Pounding it out for Chatty Devon, who's right on her bumper second. Rydia Hanover, Corey Kreiser taking a peek to the outside. Up and after the leader now picking up the cover. Rock and Roll Cadence, Hickory Maybell trails. By the stands the first time, Dracula on the inside. Rydia Hanover looking to clear to the lead, and Corey Kreiser and Rydia Hanover now take over. Dracula back to second, followed by Chatty Devon in third. And it's Rock and Roll Cadence and Hickory Maybell. 101 flat for the half. Rydia Hanover up on the front. Dracula now in a bumper second. Getting nudged along there. The whip is up on Chatty Devon, who's third. 4 lanes further back, Rock and Roll Cadence. The trailer is Hickory Maybell. Midway down the back lane, final time, room. Rydia Hanover looking to scoot away now from Dracula, who continues to stay right with her in second there, followed by Chatty Devon third. Rock and Roll Cadence and Hickory Maybell. 129-4. Rydia Hanover under a drive now as Dracula pounces, ready to pounce from the pocket there, and Brandon Smith tips to the outside. Also gaining ground is Chatty Devon. It's Rydia Hanover who turns first. Dracula on the outside, looking for her seam on the inside is Chatty Devon. It's Rydia Hanover all out with Dracula continues to gain ground. Rydia Hanover hanging on. And now the horses are on the track and post parade for the 8th race of the afternoon. This is the Pennsylvania Sire Stake for 3-year-old trotting fillies in Group B. Going for a purse of $2,750. Number 1, Lindy, Pretty Lady. Owned by Brocious Racing Stable Incorporated, Rochester Mills, Pennsylvania. The driver is Sean Johnston. 2, Exuberant Gal, owned by Jeffrey Indoff of Ross Draver Township, Pennsylvania. Jeremy Indoff of Bell Vernon, Pennsylvania. Bryce Brocklehurst in the sulky. 3, Chinchilla Hanover, owned by Cody Shadle from nearby Spring Glen, Pennsylvania. The driver is Todd Shadle. The 4 is Meep Hanover, owned by Bruce and Tanya Shadle from nearby Sacramento, Pennsylvania. Tony Shadle drives. Running up the field, number 5, Mandiza, for owner driver David Wade from McMurray, Pennsylvania. Driving fillies away on their first and only score. Here we get a good look at Lindy, Pretty Lady. Sean Johnston guides her today. Bryce Brocklehurst on board Exuberant Gal. Chinchilla Hanover, handled by Todd Shadle here. Tony Shadle with Meep Hanover. Last the score, Mandiza for Davy Wade. Trotting fillies up and in position out of gates in motion. From the rail out, Lindy, Pretty Lady for Sean Johnston alongside Bryce Brocklehurst guides the 2, Exuberant Gal. In the middle, Chinchilla Hanover wears the 3 for Todd Shadle alongside. Meep Hanover wears the 4 for Tony Shadle. Out on the rim comes the 5, Mandiza, David Wade. The gate wheels into the stretch for Clarence Martin Jr. Trotting fillies are revved up and ready now. Here they go. And they're off. Sweet start down along the rail. Lindy, Pretty Lady between horses. Chinchilla Hanover and Mandiza. These 3 dive into the turn together. Exuberant Gal comes away in 4th. The early trailer here is Meep Hanover. And they make their way around the lower turn. The battle rages between Mandiza on the outside. Chinchilla Hanover and Lindy Pretty Lady. Lindy Pretty Lady going to clear to the lead now and being wrangled back into the pocket second. That is Chinchilla Hanover. Exuberant Gal is 3rd. Meep Hanover next in line. And Mandiza takes a seat at the end. They go by the opening quarter. New leader, Chinchilla Hanover up on the front. Lindy Pretty Lady in the pocket second. The opening quarter was in 31-1. Exuberant Gal gliding along 3rd, closing the gap 4th. That's Mandiza. And back trotting after a short break, Meep Hanover. Up in front of his fans the first time, Todd Shadle and Chinchilla Hanover up on the front. And that's where they like it. Lindy, Pretty Lady, Dream Trip 2nd, closing the gap 3rd. Exuberant Gal, Mandiza is right there with him in 4th. And Meep Hanover at the end. The high up 102, 1/5, around the lower bend, Chinchilla Hanover taking it to the backside with Lindy Pretty Lady right on the bumper second. 3 lanes back. The whip is up on Exuberant Gal off the rail, looking to gain some ground is Mandiza, and then it's Meep Hanover at the end. Field stretches out down the back lane. Chinchilla Hanover scoots away. Todd finds the gas pedal here. Getting nudged along second. That is Lindy, Pretty Lady. Exuberant Gal is still 3rd with Mandiza just behind 4th, and Meep Hanover at the end. 3/4 and 133 flat chinchilla Hanover. Company calling. Pop in the pocket is Lindy Pretty Lady. And Lindy Pretty Lady is right at her throat now at the top of the stretch. Chinchilla Hanover digging deep for Todd Shado. Powering up in the center of the track. Lindy Pretty Lady. And Lindy Pretty Lady gets a short lead. Battling back Chinchilla Hanover. Lindy Pretty Lady in front. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the horses are on the track in post-parade for the ninth race of the afternoon. This is the first of two divisions of the Pennsylvania Sire Stake for three-year-old pacing colts and geldings in Group B. They go for a purse of $2,700. Number one is Papa Cheese, owned by Randy Ringer, Washington, Pennsylvania, handled by Sean Johnston. The two is Ginger Tree LaRue, owned by Sam Beagle, along with the Ginger Tree Ventures and Lopin Stable and Reba Chesson Stable. Sam Beagle gets the call. The three is Perfectly Said, owned by Eric Irving, along with the General Stable. They're from Dallas, Pennsylvania, and it is Eric Irving at the wheel. Rounding out the field, number 4, Caffeine Buzz, owned by Roger Hammer, Bedford, Pennsylvania's driver, Brandon Smith. Facing Colts, away in their first and only score. Then we get a good look at Papa Cheese for Sean Johnston, Ginger Tree LaRue for Sammy Beagle, Perfectly Said and Eric Irving, and last the score there, Caffeine Buzz, Brandon Smith. Pacing Colts slip into position out of gates of motion. From the rail out, it's Papa Cheese for Sean Johnston alongside. Beagle guides the 2, Ginger Tree LaRue. Runway 3 comes Perfectly Said for Eric Irving. Out on the rim, it's Caffeine Buzz and Brandon Smith. Gate swings into the stretch for starter Clarence Martin Jr. 3-year-old pacing Colts, ribbed up and ready now. Here they come. No, sweet start in the center of the track. That is Perfectly Said, looking for the lead. Caffeine Buzz alongside second. These two dive into the turn. Papa Cheese away in third. The early trailer, Ginger Tree LaRue. Sizzling on the front end here is Perfectly Said up on the front. And arguing the point there is Caffeine Buzz. These two take it to the backside. Watching the action from third is Papa Cheese. The early trailer is Ginger Tree LaRue. The issue has been settled down. It is Brandon Smith and Caffeine Buzz who will dictate the fractions here. Perfectly Said, content to draft along the pocket second. Papa Cheese right there with him in third, and a closer fourth is Ginger Tree LaRue. 28-3 for the opening quarter. Caffeine Buzz had to work to get to the front, but he's got there now, and Perfectly Said we're right there with him in second. Papa Cheese close up third, followed by Ginger Tree LaRue. No change of position as they glide by the grandstand here. Caffeine Buzz up on the front. Perfectly Said in the pocket second. Sean Johnston takes to the outside with Papa Cheese. Looking to advance his case. Ginger Tree LaRue picks up the live cover. Like a swarm of bees around the low bend. Caffeine Buzz on the front. 59-3 for the opening half, and they're into the backside. Caffeine Buzz, Papa Cheese now ranging up alongside. Ginger Tree LaRue takes a peek, 3 deep and tearing up some racetrack. And Perfectly Said is fourth, but he's just 2.5 off the lead. They're like a swarm of bees by 3/4. Caffeine Buzz hugging the rail, ahead away second. Papa Cheese, 3 high and gaining ground. It's a Ginger Tree LaRue, 3 across the track around the far turn. 3/4 and 129 flat, and Caffeine Buzz still leads. Ginger Tree LaRue looking to swoop to the front on the outside. Caffeine Buzz digging deep for Brandon Smith. Ginger Tree LaRue all out in the center of the track, and Ginger Tree LaRue takes a short lead. Ginger Tree LaRue in front. And now, ladies and gentlemen, up in front of the stand is the winner of the ninth race wearing the blue saddle pad, number 2. Let's welcome Ginger Tree LaRue. 3-year-old bay gelding by Sweet Lou as a good mare for my mom. Owned by Sam Beagle along with the Ginger Tree Ventures and Lopin Stable and the Reaver Chesson Stable. Trained by Sam Beagle and driven to victory in the time of 1:58 4/5 by Sam Beagle. Results of the ninth official, the 1 Papa Cheese finished third. 2 Ginger Tree LaRue, your race winner. The 3 Perfectly Said finished fourth. And the 4 Caffeine Buzz was second. Fractions were opening quarter in 28 3. They went by the half in 59 3. 3/4 at 129 flat. And time for the mile 1:58 4. From the top down, 3:1:42 on the bottom, the time for the mile 1:58 4. $700. Number 1 is Guys in the Band, owned by John Chrysler of Myerstown, Pennsylvania. The driver is Corey Chrysler. 2 is Word Out, owned by Harold Brocklehurst, New Willington, Pennsylvania. Bryce Brocklehurst drives. The 3 is Hollowell Hanover, owned by Mitch York, Cranberry, Pennsylvania. Dave Brickle from Spicksburg, Pennsylvania. And Dave Brickle will drive. Rounding out the field, number 4, Starter Ruckus, owned by Wayne Long and Joyce Lightenweaver. They're from Camden, Delaware. And it is Wayne Long in the wheel, sulky. 4, 3-year-old Pacing Colts away on their first and only score. This is the final race of the meet here at Gratz. The circuit continues upriver to the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds. They'll race next Friday and Saturday. I believe post time is scheduled for 1 o'clock both days, but might have to check on that. That'd be next Friday and Saturday upriver at the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds. I'd like to take this opportunity in behalf of all horsemen to thank Dave Wiest and his son Justin for the great job they've done on this racetrack here. It's one of the best facilities that we race on all season, and it's been both fast and fair, as the racing has been a testament to, for sure. So once again, we'd like to thank Dave Wiest and his son Justin for the great job they've done on this racetrack. Now to the business at hand. Field for the final, up and in position now, and the gates in motion. From the rail out, it's Guys in the Van for Corey Kreiser, alongside Word Out for Bryce Brockler's runway 3. That's Hollowell out over for Dave Brickle. Out on the rim, Starter Ruckus and Wayne Long. Gate swings into the stretch for starter Clarence Martin Jr. 3-0 pacing Colts, revved up and ready now. Here they come. Now off Hollowell in the center track, gunning for the front. Guys in the band down along the rail. These two dive into the turn together. Word Out, well placed third. And then it's a 3-lane gap to Starter Ruckus at the end. They slide off the lower bend the first time into the backside. Up on the front there, Guys in the band. Being wrangled back into the pocket second. That's Hollowell out over 3 lanes. Word Out is third, followed by Starter Ruckus. 5 lanes front to back, being led by Guys in the band. Takes somebody opening quarter. 30 seconds flat. Hollowell out over right on his bumper second. Close up third. Word Out and Starter Ruckus well within striking range fourth. No change of position around the upper bend, being led here by Guys in the band. Hollowell Hanover content to draft along second. Word Out well placed in third. And Starter Ruckus is at the end as they come by the stands post time. Corey Kreiser, Guys in the band showing away. And now Brickle can wait no longer. Pops the pocket with a Hollowell Hanover. The half, 101, 1/5. Guys in the band alongside, turning up the heat. Hollowell Hanover, saving ground. Word Out and Starter Ruckus. And they skid off the turn. They're into the backside. Final time, and it is Guys in the band leading them on that long ride down the backside. Pressure coming from Hollowell Hanover. The whip is up on Word Out third, and Starter Ruckus is fourth. They're midway down the back lane now. It's coming to a boil. Guys in the band right at his throat second. It's Hollowell Hanover. Word Out continues to gain ground there third with Starter Ruckus. It's Guys in the band backing off now. Hollowell Hanover 3 wide and tearing up some racetrack. Here comes Word Out. And then it's Starter Ruckus. It's Guys in the band, short lead. Word Out, gaining ground with every stride. 3/4 was 131 and 4, and Word Out looking to get by. Guys in the band, Word Out, short lead. Guys in the band battles back. Word Out.